the Ministry of Earth Sciences has certainly become very visible and it's being discussed. Vallabh Bagla is laughing because he's seen it right from the beginning. And in fact, there was an occasion many years ago when I asked the Secretary of Earth Sciences, the then Secretary, I said, if you conduct a survey in Delhi, how many people in Delhi would be able to tell where on earth exists the Ministry of Earth Sciences? So I'm glad that they had this opportunity, they have seized it well and also made the best of it and coordinated with the other ministries, including the environment, the Jal Shakti, the fisheries, the coastal guards, navy, and they have risen to a level where they could also earn the acknowledgement from Honorable Prime Minister, which I think is a huge booster for each one of us and would be a great motivation in the next few days when we culminate this campaign. This is indeed the first of its kind campaign, and how the idea came also is a very strange sequence of events. For the first time I thought of this when we saw some of the pictures of the Puducherry beach, where a lot of civil society involvement had also happened along with the government. The beach was not only cleaned, it was redone, it was renovated and beautified also. It was very impressive images. So since we were entering into Amrit Kaal, I thought we could have a 75-day campaign dedicated to coastal cleaning. And then suddenly somebody told me that we have something called International Coastal Cleanup Day, which is being annually observed right from 1985. And it is observed on the third Saturday of every September. So when I looked at the calendar, what immediately struck me was the third Saturday was 17th of September, which also happened to be the birthday of the Honorable Prime Minister. So khurafati dimag mein aayi. So I calculated backwards and went to 5th July. I think one of the newspapers also made a cryptic reporting about that, the Indian Express, that while all the ministers are vying for 75 days campaign, there is one who is doing it by back calculation. So I actually didn't calculate it forward, I calculated backward to 17, and we went to 5th July. And I'm glad that we've been able to sustain it consistently. Not only sustain it, the graph has actually shown an upward rise all these days, when we close to now 70 days. Now, what is the significance of it? That is something more important, something which requires to be very seriously introspected for long-term implications. A, of course, Swachhta, which is a flagship priority of this government, and none less than the Prime Minister of India spoke about Swachhta in his very first Independence Day address on the 15th of August 2014, soon after he had taken over as Prime Minister. And I'm sure many of the countrymen would have actually felt amused that there was a Prime Minister talking about toilets from the ramparts of the Red Fort. But then I think that was also a declaration of the intent of the things to come, that here was a government which was actually giving priority to the fundamental issues, the foundational issues, not making lofty claims and lofty platitudes from the Red Fort as the nation has got used to over the last 6-7 decades. And that, I think if you look back 8-9 years, Prime Minister Modi has walked the talk, and we are glad that we have tried to live up to that commitment. I'm very clear whether and how many of us live there to see the next the 2047. But huge economy value addition to India's 2047 status would happen from the ocean resource. So this is absolutely unutilized. And I'm glad that through Ministry of Earth Sciences under Dr. Ravi Chandran, the process has already begun. They have already launched Samudrayaan to study, to discover the living and non-living resources, also the minerals underneath. The other day I was talking to some officials from the mining department. I said, your next concern would be illegal mining beneath the sea bed. Today you talk of illegal mining on the sea, on the surface of Earth. So this is something which, so we have a huge stake in the health of ocean. we have a huge stake in preserving all these resources available, and we are also very actively working in the Puducherry week from the Tamil side. We'll have the Governor of Karnataka, Mr. Gehlot, we'll have the Governor of Maharashtra being there, and similarly we have a number of chief ministers, film celebrities. So on the one hand you have the central government, on the other hand you have the governments of the various states, and I would rather say in our over enthusiasm, what has happened very heartily is that we have gone beyond whole of government and also made it whole of nation. So this is a unique instance of whole of government plus whole of nation. We have civil society sections from all walks of life. We have NGOs. The other day we were at the Madras beach, which is now known as Chennai, of course. Names keep changing. So the Chennai beach, when we went there, we found that there was already a Bharatanatyam shooting going on for a film. And all those artists also joined us. We had scientists, we had administrators, and of course doctors, medicals. They were actually celebrating an alumni event, and most of them were known to me, so they also joined. So it's an example of whole of government that involving whole of nation. And as I think one of the greatest hallmarks of every campaign launched under Prime Minister Modi is that the Prime Minister announces and the masses take it up, which was not witnessed earlier. Most of the government campaigns didn't receive much of attention. We've seen the fate of so many campaigns, including that famous Hamare Do, which was launched in 1960. And I don't know how many of Do we have. But this is one of the hallmarks of this government. And same here. Not only all the governments of different states have lagged now, even the masses have lagged. And the enthusiasm has been so much that, as was being shared with you in the presentation, that they have identified 75 locations. Yes, symbolically, in tune with the Amrital, every kilometer having 75 volunteers, and the duration of the campaign 75 days. कैंपेन में जुर्माने वाला प्रावधान नहीं है, मगर वो तो खैर वहाँ के स्थानीय प्रशासन, अधिकतर ये स्थानीय इकाइयों के नियंत्रण में रहता है कि वहाँ की कॉर्पोरेशन वो कैसा जुर्माने वाला तो उनका विभाग है और उनका प्रेरोगेटिव है। अब अगले साल देखिए कैसे होता है।
Actually, not only now, actually every year we are doing.
No, but we were not doing it in this format.
Yeah, this
75
format we will
days.
not, because
ये अपने साल के साथ जुड़ गया।
So, but we will continue to, because it is also not required.
No, not only it's an organized process.
Yeah, it is ongoing process.
स्थानीय लोगों को इतना नहीं मिला, और अच्छा किया राकेश जी ने ये प्रश्न पूछा तो मेरे मन में ये ध्यान में आ गया कि इसका इको इफेक्ट इतना ज़्यादा हुआ है कि हम तो 7,500 किलोमीटर जो हमारा कोस्टल समुद्र तक है वहाँ से चले गए, पूर्व से लेकर पश्चिम तक, उड़ीसा बंगाल से होते 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 नीचे जा करके उधर से मुड़ करके तमिलनाडु से केरल होते होते महाराष्ट्र। एक इको इफेक्ट इतना हुआ कि उत्तर भारत से अभी कुछ ही हमारे युवा कार्यकर्ता मुझे फोन कर रहे थे, मेरे अपने चुनावी क्षेत्र से भी और दूसरे कि साहब हम भी इसके साथ जुड़ सकते हैं। तो तुम जुड़ तो सकते हो लेकिन वहाँ समुद्र नहीं है, तो बोले अगर आप बता दें तो हम वहाँ चले जाते हैं। तो इसमें विशेषकर युवाओं में बहुत ज़्यादा उत्साह और बड़ी जिज्ञासा जागी है कि ये एक नए किस्म की जिम्मेवारी ली गई है।